Hello children, today I am going to revise History Chapter 1, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. So during 19th century, nationalism emerged as a force which led the emergence of nation state. So in the place of multinational dynasty empires of Europe. So what is meant by nationalism? So it is a feelings of belonging and loyalty that causes people to think of themselves as a nation. So this also leads to nation state. So majority of citizens, not only its rulers, came to develop a sense of common identity and share their history or descent. What does mean by sense of identity? Sense of common identity. So the sense of common identity is to create a sense of collective identity. So they have created a common flag, common system for their country. So they introduce ideas of fatherland, citizen, and concept of united community enjoying equal rights under a constitution, and National Assembly introduced a new uniform system of weights and measures introduced, and many things they introduced, that is sense of collective identity for their nation. The French Revolution at first have clear expansion with the nationalism. So it started in the year 1789. So in 1789, under the rule of monarch, so the French Revolution lead to the transfer of sovereignty from monarch to the French citizen. So it instituted the nation and shaped its destiny. So they decided to create a sense of collective identity among the French people. So many changes introduced and bring for the unification of their country. So even that there were the regional dialects that were also discouraged, and French was spoken and Paris were written. So it was become a common language of that nation. The next one, Napoleonic Code. Napoleon destroyed democracy in France and he incorporated revolutionary principle and introducing a civil code of 1804. So this is also known as a Napoleonic Code. So that code removed all the privileges based on birth, established equality before law, and secured the right to property, simplified administrative division, abolished the feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom manorial dues. Guild system was also removed, transport and communication system also improved. And he was also establishment of universal law, standardized weights and measures, and a common national currency. So which were benefited each and every section of the society. So nationalism in Europe after 1848 moved Europe into association of democracy and revolution. So it also brought nationalist sentiment and promoting for state power, achieving political domination over Europe. So this process started by the Germany and Italy. These two came to unified as a nation state. So after 1848, they started to unifying Germany. So in May 1848, the liberal attempt to set up constitutional monarchy at Frankfurt was suppressed by monarchy military and Junkers. So this process was led by the Prussian. Prussia took the leadership for the movement of unification. The chief minister Otto von Bismarck led that Germany unification. So with the help of the Prussian army and bureaucracy. So over 7 years they had many wars. Okay, Austria, Denmark, and France. So over 7 years, 3 wars they had, and at last they completed the process of unification. And in January 1871, the Prussian king William I, Kaiser William I, was proclaimed as a German emperor in ceremony held at Versailles. The next unification of Italy. After Germany, Italy too had a long history of political fragmentation, and during the middle of 19th century, Italy was divided into 7 states, so in which Sardinia Piedmont was ruled by Italian princely house. So many contributors were taken steps to unification of Italy. The first, Giuseppe Mazzini, he led 2 movements. One is a secret society called Young Italy. Another one is a Young Europe. And for Italy unification. And finally he got failure. And after that, led by King of Sardinia, Victor Emmanuel II. Then Chief Minister Cavour led the unification movement, and to unify the region of Italy was neither a revolutionary nor a democrat. So like many wealthy and educated members of Italian elite also joined in that. So this diplomatic alliance was led by in defeating the Austrian force in 1859, and also they unifying the northern territories. So the next in 1860, Giuseppe Garibaldi joined the fray. So they marched into South Italy, south side, and the kingdom of 2 Sicilies, and succeeded in winning the support of local peasants. So in 1861, the Victor Emmanuel II was proclaimed King of United Italy. So they got success in the unification of Italy. The next important one is Balkans. So the most serious source of nationalist tension in Europe after 81 was the area was called Balkans. So it is a region with ethnic variation and geographical variation. Romania, Bulgaria, Albania, Greece, Macedonia, Croatia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Slovenia, Serbia, and Montenegro were the Balkans area. So these areas were known as slaves. So large part of Balkan areas were under the control of Ottoman Empire. He spread the ideas of romantic nationalism in Balkans together with the disintegration of Ottoman Empire. So that Ottoman Empire had sought to strengthen itself through modernization and internal reforms. So as the different Slavic nationalists struggled to define their identity and independence, so the Balkan area became an area of conflict. Some groups were also came, that is Russia, Germany and England. Austro-Hungary was keen on countering the hold of other powers over the Balkan and extending its own control over the area. Finally, this led was series of wars in the region and finally the First World War. Next, Treaty of Vienna. In 1815, the European powers met at Vienna and tried to transform all the changes that came about in Europe during Napoleon. So there were the 4 features in the Vienna Progress. First one is a Bourbon dynasty restored to power, and France lost their territories and it had annexed. Series of states were set up on the boundaries of France to prevent France's expansion in future. So in which Netherlands, which included Belgium, was also set up in north. Geneva was added to Piedmont to south. The next feature, Prussia was given important new territories in the west side. Austria was controlled of the northern Italy. The fourth important features, the German Confederation of 39 states, which was set by the Napoleon, was left untouched. So these are all the important features of the Vienna Congress. So in this chapter, the last one is visualizing the nation, very important one. So in artists in 19th and 18th century found a way out of unifying a nation. So they want to represent a country as a person. So nations were then portrayed as a female figure. So female form was chosen to personify the nation but not mention any particular woman in real life. So the female become an allegory of the nation. So in France, they portray the ideas such as liberty, justice and public. So these represented a lady. So the liberty represent the broken chain. Justice is blindfolded and in carrying a pair of weighing scale. So the woman is carrying a pair of weighing scale. So the female allegories was invented by artists in 19th century that represent a nation. So in France, the female allegory was Mariana. In Germany, the female allegory was Germania, become a German nation. So Germania was also wear crowns of oak leaves, as German oak stand for heroism. So they represent heroism. So important concept in this chapter or Treaty of Vienna, visualizing the nation, that Germania and Mariana is very important. Unification of Italy, unification of Germany, nation state. These are all the important contributors are also very important in this chapter. Thank you, children.